Hi folks, you're very welcome along to this week's episode of John's Garage. This week we are in possibly the very first sports car I ever lusted after, I ever really wanted, and that is an original Mark I Mazda MX5. Now, this particular one is fitted with a 1.6 litre engine, so that's 115 horsepower, a little over 100 miles an hour in top speed. This particular example is a Japanese import, which is common enough in Ireland. There's nothing particularly unusual about that. So you get a few little bits of Japanese text there. Not quite sure what it's saying, but I'm sure it's meaningful. This particular example is fitted with a 5-speed gearbox, no automatic here, which is great. Now, it has an air conditioning system. Again, it's the hottest day of the year, apparently recorded in Ireland, and again, we're in a car with no aircon, and no functioning aircon actually in this case, but that's okay. So from speaking to the owner, who was very kind enough to contact me and invite me to drive his car and to do a little video report on his car, this is an ongoing rolling road resto, so this car isn't perfect. But having said that, having spent some time driving it, I can tell you it has everything right in all of the right places. It drives great, it feels tight, it looks smart. Yeah, there's a few kinks and knots around the bodywork. The owner tells me he's got a couple of plans for doing the head gasket this winter. It's a small oil weep he wants to cure, he's going to be tackling that. And he just wants to make a couple of improvements, like putting on the original alloys again. Now, there is a very smart set of BBS alloys on it, which of course a lot of these are fitted with. And I have to say, you know, the originals, they're nice, that came on the Eunos imports, but to be honest, I actually quite like the BBS, and I probably, when I go back to them, I'll say, hey, I'd actually keep them on it if I were you. So in preparation for today's video, I went and got my haircut done, because of course everybody says the first thing that comes into their mind, oh, the MX5, well, that's a little hairdresser's car, isn't it, John? Listen, anybody who tells you that an MX5 is a hairdresser's car is one of two things. They either never drove the damn thing, or number two, they're jealous of people who do actually drive it. This is no more a hairdresser's car than any other car on the road. This car is quick. It is quick where you want it to be quick. It's quick when you need it to be quick. It's not quick on a motorway. That's not the point of the car. It's quick on a little B road. If you want to drive a couple of nice roads, you want to go fast on those roads, this car will glue you to the road. You're not going to get in trouble with this car. It's good, tight, tidy handling, no surprises, and of course it comes with the traditional and I dare to say best layout of engine up front, rear wheel drive. But of course that isn't actually quite true. The engine is up front. The engine and the weight distribution actually mean this car is mid-engined. So the handling here is very sharp, glued to the road. And even with this 1.6 litre model, it feels great, it feels alive. It's greater than the sum of its parts, if that makes sense. So what do we get here on the interior? We get air conditioning, as I've mentioned already. We get a little switch to bring up and drop the front headlamps, the pop-up headlamps. We get these lovely little air vents, excuse me. And most of all, and what I really love, when a second I set in this car, now the owner tells me this is original, I'll have to take his word on that, is this lovely Momo steering wheel. But of course, a dinky little horn at the front, in the middle. Of course, as tradition in Japanese cars this time, the switchgear is all reversed, so I got my indicators over this side, headlamp beams over there as well, and of course wash wipe with the windows on the front windscreen is here. Now, in terms of comfort inside, I actually find the MX5 seats very supportive, very nice. Yeah, they could be a little bit heavier bolstering in them, but if they were going to be more heavily bolstered, well, they wouldn't fit, because my arm, as you can see here, is right up against this door. Having said that, it is quite comfortable, and it is really meant for putting your arm out the window. It's perfect size for that, and perfect. And there we go, with a BMW driver who wants to stay an inch away from me with black smoke coming out the back. Anyway, enough about him. Let's have a little bit more look at some other details of the car. Your sun visors, they look really cute and dinky until you actually bring them down, realise, hey, I can fold this bit out and do whatever needs to be done with that. Put that back up. No mirror there, but again, it's not a hairdresser's car. If it was a hairdresser's car, it would have a mirror there as standard. And I do see the owner has fitted one, or somebody fitted one at some stage, but that's their business. That wasn't Mazda's intention. plenty of luggage space in the back, so you have an extra shelf there where you can throw in an extra bag. You also have a good decent sized boot in this particular car, and you know, I'm not entirely sure what else you'd want in your little sports car. So from talking to the owner, as I said, this is his ongoing little restoration. He uses the car at weekends and sunny days like we're having at the minute, and he's found it immensely pleasurable to have and to buy and to own. And of course, we all know the Mazda engines are really, really simple to work on. Okay, so what are some of the drawbacks of ownership of a car like this? Well, being honest, it's not a car you're going to use all year round anymore, okay? It's gotten to the age where it's probably best just keep it to a summer car. Now that's not to say you couldn't, but your roof is going to get very weathered, and unfortunately it's going to be a bit of a bill of about 700 to 1,000 euro to replace it and to do it properly. And I don't know, I've replaced soft tops in the past. I can't say it's a job I'd recommend for anybody. It's a bit frustrating, but it can be done. It's just very fiddly, and you just need to make sure everything's done right. What other drawbacks exist with the MX5? There's the common one that a lot of people know about of rust, sills, rear arches. Some of the chassis rails can get quite bad, although I have to say the first generation didn't suffer as bad as the second generation as the Mark II. So just bear that in mind if you're looking at them. In terms of other disadvantages, I can't really think of any. Part supply is great. There's loads of aftermarket support. There's some brilliant clubs in Ireland. Really, really knowledgeable people. You can keep it absolutely standard and enjoy it. You can modify it and enjoy it. You can modify it and make it faster. You can make it more flashy. There's loads of customization options. The sky's your limit, really. And as I said, the club support in Ireland is brilliant, and fair dues to them. They've really grown up around them. So who does this car appeal to? Well, we got a club scene, we got a modified scene. We got younger buyers looking to get their knuckles dirty and learn about engines and learn about tuning and that kind of thing. You have older buyers who want to relive their younger days or their youth from MGBs. And you get people like me who just enjoy driving them. They're just a really, really pleasant car to drive and to own. And as I said, they're a simple ownership experience is how I describe it. They're tax friendly, 1.6 or 1.8. And of course, they're approaching classic tax now. And with that, we are starting to see prices go up. Okay, gone are the days where you pick up a tidy one of these for 1,000 to 1,500 euro. They're long gone. Okay. So, what's my history and experience of MX5, you might ask? Well, my first experience of an MX5 is seeing a brand new one belonging to a lovely neighbour of mine back in 1990, and it had gorgeous steel wheels. It didn't have alloys, and it actually looked all the better for it. I really think the simplicity is key with these cars. It's my own opinion. Next experience of an MX5 was when I was 8 years old in a dealership in Nina, in Ryan and Burns. They had moved into a new premises. They were having an open night. My father had recently bought a Mazda 323 diesel from them. It was registration 92 TN409, and I'm pretty certain it's long since gone to the great scrapyard in the sky. But anyway, digress. The owner, Tony Burns, came up to me as I sat in the car and said, "You can have that car someday." And that never, ever, ever left me. Now, I didn't own that exact car, but I did own an MX5 back in 2016. So I bought a lovely 1990 Eunos Nardi edition. It was in a nice dark green, tan leather interior. I owned that car for 1 week, and then some local fine examples of the youth where I was living stole it and trashed it. Absolutely trashed it. Now, it was a bit of a bittersweet moment, and that's why driving this car tonight's a bit special for me. I have never looked at another MX5 since then, because I had actually bought that car for my wedding, and I was planning to restore it, have it there on the wedding day, and to keep it thereafter, so me and my soon-to-be wife could have driven it anytime we wanted, just to get away and clear our heads. That was my plan anyway. So I was absolutely broken-hearted. I'd waited so long for the car, and that was how it ended. But it was bittersweet, as I say. Mazda Ireland got wind of the story and contacted us, and actually gave us a brand new Mazda MX5, not to keep on my head, for 1 week to help us through the wedding. And it was just such a lovely, lovely gift. Really thought it was a nice gesture, and it's always kept Mazda in my mind as a really positive brand. However, as I say, it's a bittersweet experience tonight. This is the first time I've driven one since that car, and I might have only had it a week, but it burned a memory into my head of just how nice they drive. They're just so sweet on the road. You don't have to go fast to enjoy. You can go fast and enjoy, but you don't have to. And then if you look out front, you can just drive along, you press a button, you can get your headlamps up, and the feeling of that, it just looks so nice. It looks nice, it looks cute, but if you want to press on in this car, it doesn't have to be cute. You can drop them and off you go. And it's a really, really beautiful experience whereby you're not just turning petrol into noise, you can actually enjoy it, you can really connect with the car. And I think that's something special. Not all cars have that, but that's something special about an MX5, and especially a first generation MX5. Okay, so thank you all very much for joining me in this drive today in the Mazda MX5 1993 Eunos model. I'd sincerely like to thank the owner who, after my little shout out last week, contacted me and said, John, I'd love you to feature my car on your channel. So thank you very much to him. And of course, if anybody else has any cars they'd like to see featured, again, North Tip region, if you want me to come and drive, video the car and have it feature on the channel, send me an email to johnsgarage@gmail.com or look me up on Twitter and send me a DM there. I'd be absolutely delighted to take you up on any offer you have. So thank you very much from this beautiful little MX5. Going off now to enjoy the rest of the day.